In a flipped classroom, instead of the teacher lecturing in class and students practicing concepts at home, students view lectures or interact with new information outside of class, and the in-class activities relate to critical thinking. Flipping a classroom gives teachers more opportunity to work closely with students on difficult concepts. It allows teachers to catch students' misconceptions and correct them in the moment rather than retroactively. A flipped classroom moves the basic comprehension and knowledge outside of the classroom and replaces it with analysis, evaluation, and synthesis. The students are introduced to the lessons at home and with the teacher's guidance apply those skills during school. When creating a flipped lesson, planning is essential. Teachers need to decide what information students should learn at home and what skills should be practiced during class. Although teachers can create flipped classroom materials, many flipped classroom materials can be found for all grade levels and subject areas on educational websites. During a flipped lesson, teachers facilitate learners rather than directly instruct students. Lectures are viewed at home, and during class, teachers aid students through practice problems, writing, labs, or other critical thinking activities. Working closely with students allows teachers to immediately redirect them when they do not understand concepts. Mini lessons help teachers to correct these misconceptions with either the whole class or small groups. Students are responsible for completing the flipped activities outside of class, whether in study hall, resource time, or as homework. Students are held accountable for the assigned task in preparation for the next class. In class, during the critical thinking activities and discussions, students must participate. They need to feel welcome to express themselves and be ready to be challenged. Students should ask the teacher questions when they are confused or uncertain. Open communication between not only the teacher and students, but also the students and their peers is essential in having a successful flipped classroom. Some learning objectives are better met through hands-on or one-to-one activities rather than traditional assignments. In a flipped classroom, teachers have the flexibility to meet the learning needs of all students through differentiation. Inevitably, some students will not do the work. However, students quickly realize that they are unable to participate in the engaging and fun activities in class. Feeling left out, most students eventually complete the work. Not all students have access to the internet or a device at their homes. It is important to know which students do not have access and help develop alternative plans so they can complete the work. Students have access during the school day in study hall and resource time. Internet access is also available at the public library, and many students, especially at the high school level, have access to materials on their cell phones. When deciding what lesson to flip, ask yourself the following questions. Before Friday's session, brainstorm. What lesson are you interested in flipping? Why? Thank you for listening to the Introduction to a Flipped Classroom. In Friday's session, you will learn many more techniques and strategies on how to flip your classroom without flipping out.